Hello, this is Eileen, the environmental educator, and in this video, we're going to talk about our friend. Everybody loves her. Yes, Ms. Environmental herself, Greta, not Great like great, but Greta. She's suing Sweden for failing on climate. This was covered a ton of places. Right here, this is ABC News. They said hundreds of activists have marched through the Swedish capital to a court to file a lawsuit against the Swedish state for what they say is insufficient climate action. Yeah, it's just pretty funny because, yeah, Ms. Insufficient Climate Action is Greta herself. This is an email we'll talk about a little later, but Greta's the number one fraud here. And they say Sweden is failing in its responsibility and breaking the law, said Anton Foley, a spokesman of the youth-led initiative Aurora, which prepared and filed the lawsuit. So that's nice, Anton. So right here, I replied to Anton. I'm like, Anton, you and the rest of the Aurora board will be getting the solutions the world needs tonight by email. It will be my video tomorrow. Get on the solutions the world needs or give it a rest. And I show him Greta's movie here. Anton is, of course, on this distribution. And right here, Anton calls himself a climate justice activist with something Sweden and Aurora here. So here's Aurora's website, Aurora, M-A-L-E-T, I think. And what does Aurora want? What is Aurora demanding? And what do we want the court to determine? Well, it's a lot of ridiculous stuff. But we believe the state, supported by the European Convention on Human Rights, must do its fair share of global work to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius compared to pre-industrial levels. This must take place through both reduced emissions of greenhouse gases and increased absorption of greenhouse gases from the atmosphere. Must be done in the following way. The state must, in line with the best available science, investigate. Okay, so first we're talking about a long period of trying to figure out a solution. So Aurora has not put forth a solution. Of course not. They're partnered with Greta, okay, Miss Solutionless herself, but to investigate how big their fair share of the global climate work is. and it must also investigate how large emission reductions are technically and economically feasible in Sweden. Now, I'm surprised that they even threw in the economically feasible because, according to these activists, there's nothing, that should be considered in terms of the economy because the environmental consequences of no action is just too great. The state must implement, again, investigations in line with its fair share in calculations of technical economic feasibility. Again, the state must, until it has asserted its fair share, implement emission reductions in line with the calculation of Sweden's fair share presented by Aurora. By these geniuses? Oh, okay. So they come up with, some figures that I don't know where they came up with these figures from. Maybe Greta just spewing hot air. But it's a bunch of ridiculousness like that. Okay, so, but they think they're doing a great thing. Okay, they have a list of people to contact. They have info at, which I didn't even send the email to. But they also have the board, and I did contact the board. That's that's a general email for the board there. It must be somebody. And then all of these board members here, they're all on my email here, which I sent to Aurora tonight. And I said, Aurora Board, Environmental Solutions, Aurora lawsuit seeks, use voice to get to world. Greta has refused for 3+ years. And this is all the people whose names you just saw on that board page there, plus Greta. Greta, always on distribution, and since Earth Day 2019, can't be bothered with solutions, and so I tell them Greta's a fraud. This is what the world needs, and you know, I say either get on the solutions Either get the solutions the world needs known and implemented, or withdraw your really doesn't care lawsuit. And then I just tell Greta to, just come clean with the world about what a global fraud you are, then go away and get a clue somewhere. So I sent this tonight. Just another way I make friends. But right here, let's just see a little bit about this lawsuit. So the group said that the Swedish state fails to meet the constitutional requirement to promote sustainable development, leading to a good environment for present and future generations. So Greta, continuing from up here, says that we don't have laws that provide long-term protection from the consequences of climate and environmental crises, but we need to use the methods at our disposal and do everything we can. That is absolutely absurd from the global fraud that is Greta, who has prevented the light years best environmental education and agenda the world needs since Earth Day 2019. She is an absolute preventing solutions fraud. Right here, she's really taken the gold medal away from Gore, and now she holds it herself. Gore would be over here. You really don't even hear that much about him anymore. He's a has-been. He has done nothing except get the world to a worse situation, preventing the solutions the world needs since November '93. And Greta, she is just cut from the same cloth. So right here, Anton says the Swedish state has never treated the climate crisis as the crisis it is, and the new government has clearly signaled that it won't do that either. Oh, and he is a main plaintiff in the case. So we'll see if Anton will do that. Okay, right here, Anton, right here on distribution. We'll see if Anton will do that. I highly doubt it, but we'll see. So this Fox News article has a Greta tweet. Today on Black Friday is the perfect day to sue the state over insufficient climate policies. So that's what we did. See you in court, exclamation point. Failing to mention that Greta is a preventing solutions fraud. Failing to mention what Greta has withheld from the world for 3.5 years now. Yeah, how convenient. And another activist, Ida Edling, Edlang, said that Sweden is pursuing a climate policy the research is very clear will contribute to a climate disaster in the future. Well, you know who else is doing that? Greta and all environmental voices since November '93 who have refused to give the world the solutions which would have already solved our problems, and the solutions that cannot be argued against, the solutions that the world keeps screaming for, the solutions that Aurora's board is going to most likely prove they too, like everyone else, have exactly no interest in. And Anton also added in that Sweden is failing in its responsibility and breaking the law. Well, where's Aaron's responsibility? I mean, Anton's responsibility. If he's about solutions, does he have a responsibility? to actually give solutions to the world, not just Sweden, but the world, so that the world could embark on solutions and get the whole world on board without any, investigative processes to try to figure out what solutions are, when solutions that can be implemented right now are sitting in front of them. Well, where's Anton's responsibility? Well, we'll find out. But these other articles here, they all just pretty much say the same overview, that this lawsuit was filed, and of course giving Greta credit as if she deserves it, and giving yeah, our friend, you recognize her there, right? Yeah, that's the Greta we know and love, right? Look at, like her life is miserable, she just makes our life miserable. But, we'll see if Anton and friends have any interest in any real solutions. And if they out this global fraud, I doubt it. I'm sure that they will just be as silent as everybody else has been. And they'll still be screaming years from now that it's Sweden's fault for not giving them solutions, like everybody else, like Greta's out doing now. This is all just ridiculous. But here Greta is getting press everywhere. I mean, this was covered. Of course it was. It's Greta. So, it was covered a ton of places. And the only people who know the truth are the people watching this video. So stay tuned, people.